Welcome back. And when we left, we were talking about the Entrepreneur Exchange, and Wendy, you brought an example with you of how that's worked in a community.
Yeah, in Fort Vermilion, we partnered with the high school, which is across Mackenzie County, 5 high schools. They started the very first agricultural rodeo high school in Alberta, and from that they wanted to develop a lot of businesses. I believe they developed 15 entrepreneurship businesses just through that program alone. So we've put the Entrepreneur Exchange on there, and it's been hugely successful in keeping their rural youth, and by youth we mean real youth, in their community actually starting to grow businesses and getting a school system that works well for the students instead of the students working for a system.
So you mentioned 15 new businesses?
Yeah.
And these are all started by high school students?
They are started or run by high school students, yeah. And
okay.
What we're going to be doing in the future with them is actually creating peer-to-peer community connector facilitators that will actually put on entrepreneur exchanges through their high school year all next year.
So give us an example of some of the businesses created by these students.
Well, some of the businesses have been to do with growing food, etc. Some of them have been in the business itself with the rodeo agricultural high school. It's actually learning how to weld and put together the rodeo grounds, learning everything and anything they can about agriculture, food production, businesses, whatever it is. They're able to access partners in the community and partnerships through their high school to create businesses.
Well, 15 new businesses, that's huge economic development for an area as well.
Yeah, it's literally changed their lives from what they've done there, and not the Entrepreneur Exchange is just a component of it, but they've been able to have more students graduate because of it. They've been able to have more industry involved because of it.
So how is that going to continue to grow over the next few years?
Well, we're going to actually put the Entrepreneur Exchange online across Canada, and we're actually intending to, by the end of this year, through the Hopper, have an online segment where we'll have a panel of experts, and any entrepreneur from across Canada can actually get in touch with a panel of experts and get some vital business connections and ideas for their business. We're really excited about it.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So exporting across Canada in a digital format.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about expanding this concept to the rest of Canada. How about the facilitation, the workshops in the rural communities? How's that going to be looked at as well?
That will follow behind the Entrepreneur Exchange across Canada, and it will actually happen through the Hopper, which is another program and project that Green Hectares has. We're excited because I'm going to be taking a trip across Canada next month and the month after to keep curating those partnerships for people that care about rural communities, entrepreneurs, agriculture, etc., and actually start putting this on for young people in particular, but everybody and anybody across Canada involved in a rural business.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned this. You mentioned you're one of the key resources that Green Hectares is becoming known for, and that's the Hopper.
Yeah.
And we'll bring the webpage up here in just a minute, but I wanted to just focus on what we call the partner page, that if you go on the Green Hectares site, you can see kind of what the sample looks like. I guess, is it under a Hopper Ag? Where do we find this here? Right here. This is really an information hub for people in agriculture in Alberta and beyond. So tell us about why, what.
Well, we knew that there's a lot of resources constantly created and/or programs, and often the problem isn't that they aren't viable, but you can't find them, or sometimes there's information that's done at a research level that you actually don't have access to. So the Hopper is a tool that was created to actually gather all the resources that are relevant to agriculture and rural communities, and actually be able to access that information in a timely manner. So I would almost consider it like a rural Google, an agricultural Google, specific to rural and agricultural areas. There's a lot of information on the net, and it's how do you manage that information? How does it pertain to you and your business? And in Green Hectares, We have two components that we say have to happen in all our programs. One of them has to be online virtual, and the other has to have a face-to-face. Some of them are heavier on one end than the other, but the hopper is actually what is going to take all the programs that, not that just we have, but anybody has, and be able to put it together and be able to access it, to learn how you want to learn, to get information how you want to get information. And on the back end with the partners, it's actually for them to be able to see how their information is being accessed and utilized.
So you talk about the partners. Tell us about how you become a partner, and if we go to the website page that's up right now, you'll see, I guess, what is a bit of a mock-up of how a partner can integrate the hopper into their web pages.
Yeah.
And I understand you can also get specific to their resources to appear on their specific things. So tell us about the benefits of being a partner in this.
Well, the benefits is getting information that you actually may not have access to already on how people are utilizing your information. So that's a benefit. The other way is that we really, really want that timely information available for anybody, but we don't want you to have to know about Green Hectares to be able to utilize the information. So most people who develop a web page don't want people to actually stay on their page. So as a partner, if you can integrate the hopper onto your page, it becomes part of your page instead of becoming a Green Hectares page or a Hoppers page. It's just resources that can sit on your own page that actually boost your own resources.
And with that, you're going to be able to provide them very, I guess, fairly sophisticated metrics without belonging to Google Analytics, having an account with them, or Google AdWords, and spending a lot of money on high-tech metrics. You've got some very basic ones that would help most of the rural entrepreneurs without a problem.
Yeah, well, most rural entrepreneurs, unless you're a large corporation, don't have an IT expert.
That's right.
So you want to be able to gather some information based on whatever you're doing, your product, your service, and you want to be able to do it in an affordable way. So that's where we're really focusing.
Excellent. So you've brought one of your experts with you today, and we're going to have a look at a demo of basically the user side of it, of what's on there right now. And I guess we are coming into a new season of launching some improvements into it and a few different upgrades as well. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Diana, who's your IT architect, on how this works. And certainly anybody that's interested in this program, go to greenhectaresonline.com and you'll have a chance to see that. So when we come back from the break, we'll meet Diana.